It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we got a beer from the wonderful Bad Seed Brewing Company based in Denmark, and this is a can of their barrel-aged King Ink. It's an Imperial Stout aged in Bourbon barrels, 12% ABV. You can age this up to 5 years, which is just brilliant. 330 milliliter can. There's a look at the can. Absolutely wonderful. And I want to start off this review with a cheers, a big cheers. Let's get the beer out into a glass, see what we get. Now this can, and I believe in fate. I believe in fate. This can rolled to the back of the fridge. I've had it a few months. Probably 2 months, maybe 3 months at a push. Bad Seed Brewing Company in Denmark sent me their whole range of beer. And I was looking through the fridge for a beer to review the other day, and I realised this was at the back of the fridge and it needed reviewing. It's got a 1 finger tan coloured head, jet black beer in the glass. As you rock the beer back and forth, you can see that fantastic carbonation chasing the head of the glass. What a fantastic looking beer. There's no light bleeding through that whatsoever. Yeah, so I believe in fate. I believe that the can rolled back to the back of the fridge for a reason. And that reason was, about a month ago now, Peter, the Master of Hoppets, who's the head brewer for Bad Seed Brewing Company, had twins. Wonderful twins. Amazing, wonderful twins. He sent me some pictures and I wished him all the best, and I told him how tired he was going to be for the next year or two, and you know, a bit of banter, of course. He's a great mate of mine, and yeah, just absolutely wonderful that he's had his first children. He's had twins, and I can kind of grab hold of this now, can't I? I can stand in front of the camera with the beer that, by fate, I'm pretty sure it was fate, rolled to the back of the fridge, and I can celebrate. I can raise a glass to Peter, his wife, and the 2 twins. Let's get the aroma on this beer then. Best of luck, Skal. Aroma. And what a beer to toast. What a beer to choose to toast. Wow. That is roasty and toasty, vanilla, chocolate. You definitely get that whiskey barrel. The whiskey comes through in abundance. The woodiness from the barrel, the bourbon comes through, the woodiness, the vanilla from the barrel comes through. Bit of raisin, bit of plum, bit of prune. Bit of brown sugar maybe, bit of treacle. Yeah, look at that. This one smells fantastic. Let's dive into this barrel-aged Imperial Stout then. Cheers, everybody. Oh, stone the crows. Stone the crows. What a beer, what a beer. It's so rich, creamy, smooth, fantastic mouthfeel. So you need a lot of oats. You probably need some. There's probably oats in there. You need a lot of malt to be able to get the beer to that kind of 12% ABV. Of course, you're extracting sugar from the malt, so you need a lot of that malt, a lot of that sugar. So you're adding lots of malt, and it just makes the beer rich and creamy. The more malt you're adding, it's a bit like, if you've ever been to a brewery and you look at the mash, it almost looks like porridge, doesn't it? It almost looks like porridge and oats and wheat and Weetabix and Horlicks. All of these kind of byproducts have come from beer. I can guarantee you Horlicks, Ovaltine, Weetabix, all of that kind of stuff, guarantee you, came from the idea of making beer. People seen that mash and they were like, yeah, we can do something with that. We can make a food and a drink out of that. But anyway, mouthfeel is incredible. It's still pulling now, flavour-wise. There's some licorice in there. There's some bourbon in there. There's a woodiness coming through. There's vanilla coming through. There's chocolate, coffee, caramel coming from the roasted malts in the beer. Yeah, this is really, really, really good stuff. Good stuff. Treacle, like a slightly kind of sweet but sticky toffee kind of treacle, sticky toffee pudding type flavour going on in there. Not from using any kind of sticky toffee pudding kind of flavours, but just by the way they brewed the beer, the amount of malts, the different selection of malts they've used, the fact they chucked it in a bourbon barrel. Yeah, it's giving a little bit of a sticky toffee flavour coming through. But wonderful. Have a look at this beer as I rock it back and forth. Look at the carbonation chasing the head of the glass. Look at the quality of this deep black brew. And it's can conditioned as well. Have a look at the bottom of the glass. You can see the sediment there in the bottom of the glass. Absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. So I talked about the chocolate, the coffee, the caramel. The dark kind of like, if you think of bitter dark chocolate, it's got a bitterness to it. If you think of kind of bitter coffee, yeah, that's got a kind of bitterness to it too. Not so much for the caramel, that's more kind of sweetness, but you get that from roasting the malt. So I've been to a Polish brewery, Tiski. It was the Tiski brewery, and no, it wasn't the Tiski brewery. It was the other one. It was the other Polish brewery in the white can, Żywiec. I nearly gave up on that then. Żywiec. I've been to Żywiec, and when they used to make the Żywiec porter, they used to have their own malt roaster in the brewery. So they used to pass on a conveyor belt clean kind of golden malts, and it would pass on a conveyor belt over hot coals. It was kind of hot coals above, I believe, bellowing heat down on this malt as it passed on the conveyor belt. A bit like when you're in a hotel and you put the toast in the conveyor belt toaster. Comes out the other end all toasted. Very much like that. It roasts the malt as it goes over. And what you do by roasting the malt, you get that kind of bitter, dark chocolate flavour and the roastiness in the beer. Fabulous, fabulous stuff. And again, raising a glass. Head brewer, good friend, Peter the Master of Hoppets. Brilliant. So, in a pursuit to push the limits of our brewing system, we created this majestic Imperial Stout. We then aged King Ink for 10 months in fresh bourbon barrels, expanding the scope of its complexity even further. Welcome to the empire of King Ink. Brewed in December 2020, aged for 10 months in Heaven Hill bourbon barrels, drink fresh or age up to 5 years. I'm ready to rate this. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Terrific beer. Terrific Imperial Stout. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.